Welcome to Therapy, Tech, and Takeout. We're an entrepreneur and therapist exploring how technology is shaping mental health and what it means for how we live, connect, and care for ourselves. I'm Toni Teixeira. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Jackie Toale. I'm the entrepreneur. So how's it going, Toni? What's new with you this week?
So I'll tell you what's new with me.
Well, I'm excited.
I don't think I told you this, but my husband and I are planning, we planned it already, a trip for a very big milestone birthday. Did I mention that to you?
No, you did not. Oh, that's exciting.
And what's the most exciting part for me is it involves Las Vegas, and I'm going to get to do something I've been dying to do for the longest time. It's really silly, but I got tickets to the Sphere.
Fun.
To see the Wizard of Oz.
That.
I don't know why. I'm just I guess
it looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
I've seen it from the outside.
Such a kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I went to Vegas last year but I wanted to, but I didn't because I was with a group of people and we had a bunch of other activities. But my friend Peter has been there a couple of times and he saw, I don't even remember the bands, but he's seen a couple giant bands there. I heard U2 was there and and he saw those. He also saw the Wizard of Oz. I get motion sick. I don't know that I could actually do it.
Okay. I hope my husband will be okay because he does get motion sick on rides, on the 3D rides.
Yeah, I just sit with my eyes closed and hope I can get through it when I find myself on one of those. But it was... I went to a concert at Madison Square Garden and everybody had these lights on they gave us bracelets and all the lights flashed and stuff. And even that, because it was enclosed, started making me feel real woozy and stuff. So,
wow.
Yeah,
well, I'm really
I gotta be careful, but that is so cool.
Because I was born on Thanksgiving and I have some of my earliest memories when I was really, really little. They used to play, I don't know if they still do. I don't think they do, but it used to be kind of a tradition on holidays. The network would play Wizard of Oz. I think pretty sure Thanksgiving was one of those holidays. And we had that big ass TVs, the wooden cabinet ones.
The piece of furniture.
And I remember being a little girl and seeing it go from black and white to color for the first time.
Wow, cool.
Wow, So I have that childlike wonder about that movie.
Yeah.
So I'm
so excited
really
for you. I cannot wait to hear how you like it because I like I said, even though I get sick, I was I want to try it. And then my friend Peter went and he's you should not go. But I'm so jealous. So that sounds so much fun.
Yeah. How about you? What's new? What's happening with you this week?
Well, I had a new grandbaby. My first grandbaby was born. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. Everybody's doing good. Big baby, 9 pounds, 4 ounces. So
big baby.
Big baby.
Wow.
Big baby. And mom did it all without any meds, like a champ.
Amazing.
I don't know. So it was great. And I've been watching the older kids this week. So that's been a little bit exhausting, but also a lot of fun. Yeah. And just trying to do that and, get this new business up off the ground and making tons of progress there. So I've been busy.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
No, congratulations. I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
Are they close by? Are you going to get to see that baby, hold that baby play?
Not as much as I would want to. They're about 3 hours away. Yeah. So that's a lot. But it's 5 hours up to my daughter. And so I can probably do a drive over, stop, go see my daughter, then pop down, visit, and go home type trips every couple of months or so, hopefully. So we'll see. But I'm super excited and I'm glad everybody is healthy and happy. That's the important stuff.
Sure.
But that does kind of bring us over to a topic that's been really, really near and dear to me, which is what we're talking about today, which is kind of sleep.
Me too.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that you chose this topic today. I'll let you start talking about it, but I'm going to tell you the coincidence about this topic for today. Yeah,
I'm so interested. Okay, so there's this new term I had not heard before. I read this article. I'm looking at it right now. Orthosomnia. Orthosomnia.
Yeah,
it's not, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's not actually a recognized behavioral phenomenon.
No,
so it's not a diagnosed condition.
Diagnosis.
Yeah. Right. But it is a term for being preoccupied with your sleep data coming from sleep trackers.
And there's just to kind of match it, this orthosomnia, there's something called orthorexia, which is the preoccupation with health-related eating kind of stuff.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
this kind of term it's not like weird. It's not a disorder, but these are like kind of terms that have popped up.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of our culture and that people can get kind of obsessed with stuff.
Yeah.
And hyper focus on it. So we see this term coming up in other places too.
That's very interesting. I did not know that. Because the thing I jumped to was like orthodontics. So I'm like, but like, is it really mouth related? I don't feel like it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is about obsession or the pursuit of optimal sleep.
Yeah. And where to the point that it actually starts hindering your ability to go to sleep.
Right. So what was interesting about this topic, though, was just about 2 weeks ago, I decided to upgrade my wearable.
Yeah.
Because that's what the article was talking about, wearables. And I couldn't believe this topic came up because I have never really, once in a while, I slept with my watch. I had another watch prior to this. And I decided this past week to start sleeping with my watch on to get sleep data.
Yeah.
And orthosomnia specifically about people who are like kind of trapped into the data and like looking at it and trying to improve their data and like tracking. And I'm like, oh, that's really funny because I'm starting to track my data. And it made me really think about, well, what do I want to do with this information?
Same thing.
That I'm gathering.
I started wearing my Apple Watch again a couple weeks ago to see if using that other thing, the vagus nerve stimulator thing that we talked about, would help my sleep at all. And have since kind of become a little obsessed with like it's the first thing I check when I wake up. It's my sleep number. Is it?
Same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
How quickly that like shifts.
I never did this before. And like all of a sudden now it's a thing. And by the way, my husband's sleeping with his watch now. All of a sudden he saw me sleeping with mine. He's like, I'm going to sleep with my watch too. So last night we're in bed looking at our sleep scores from the night before.
Right?
Comparing.
Yeah.
And like now we're in competition or something about this. But I thought it was interesting. 30% of American adults use wearable devices to collect health-related data.
That was shocking.
And sleep information is one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that number felt high. But then I walk around and I look at all the people I see and I'm like, that makes sense. Like,
right.
So many people have a smartwatch on or an Oura Ring or something visible where you're like, oh, you're tracking your data. Oh, whoop.
Yeah. Right. So do you think that tracking data makes things better or worse for people? And especially around this sleep topic?
I mean, it's got to be super personal. One thing I thought that was really interesting here was that while the apps are pretty decent at being able to tell you awake and asleep times and things like that, they're not great at necessarily telling you what part of sleep you're in, the stage of sleep you're in.
Stage,
And so I think found that information helpful because I do look at that and I'm like, oh gosh, no wonder I don't feel great. Like I didn't get that much core or whatever. So to be able to be like, oh, those numbers are just kind of like less accurate, I think will help me be a little bit less obsessed with like all of the different numbers. But I definitely, I think it's somewhat helpful, especially when you get like a data mismatch, right? Where you're like, oh, I felt like I rested, but my watch told me I didn't, or my watch told me I rested, but I still don't feel like it. Is there something else going on type thing? So I think that can be helpful. But I'm also a person with a ton of sleep anxiety. And so it's probably overall not super helpful for me.
So this actually could feed into that, right? Because if you start tracking numbers, if you're already anxious about sleep, am I getting enough sleep? And,
or making sure my watch is charged before I go to sleep. Like I've put off going to sleep because I was waiting for my watch to charge.
Jackie,
like, that's insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
I really didn't think
that's really hard. No, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Wow. No, but you want to go to sleep and like, no, I was just thinking like the impact that this could have.
Yeah.
Right. Not on you, but you're not the only one.
No. And I honestly don't think it's like massive. It's not like the anxiety I feel around sleep doesn't seem to have a lot to do with it, but it plays a part. Like, saying it, thinking about it out loud now, I'm like, it's another piece. And like, I don't probably need another piece.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing that, because think about it, like as you're waiting for your watch to charge, you're like trying to keep yourself awake a little bit longer. Like you don't have that natural, going into sleep when you're feeling tired. So, it just really made me think about the impact of this in a different way. Like not only the waking up and tracking the numbers, but what it might mean on a daily basis. Like, we would be concerned if people were doing behaviors around certain things and monitoring that. We might take a look at that, like eating, like food, people who might not, have eating disorders and might not eat when they go out, right? Like, so this kind of can fit into that. It's changing my behaviors, like being able to track it even.
Yeah.
So, no, thank you for sharing that, because I'm sure you're not the only one.
No, because it's like, it's the last thing sometimes you're thinking about during the day. For me, at least, it's like the last thing I'm thinking about during the day. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, the other side of it too is like, well, I don't want to charge my watch when I'm doing things because I want credit for the things that I'm doing. Right? So
too. I'm like, all right, I charge my watch and then I run to the bathroom. Then I run back and get my watch. And I won't charge it when I leave the house or like when I'm walking around.
Right? And so like something about like, it's like another like piece of the thing that you have to like manage your time around so that you can get the data. And I hadn't really thought about it until thought about how it impacted my life like that until we started talking about it. But
and now that we're talking about it, I'm thinking more and more how, like, not just the sleep data, but how much, like, making sure my watch is charged and, like, what I'm doing and when I'm going to charge it. And do I want to miss that data? And what does that mean? I mean, nobody's paying me for my data, so I'm not sure.
Right. Like, why
it's not my job. My job is beach, Right? It's like my job is, like, data.
Yeah. But we take it on like it is.
So, the article really talked about the difference between improving data versus improving actual sleep quality. And you and I are like really just talking about how to get data and like how to improve data, like by making sure our watches are charged and that we're getting that information. But that doesn't mean that it's helping to improve anything. Yeah. And that's a big differentiation, just collecting data for the sake of like having a good number. So like your husband or significant other can say, hey, I got an excellent score. You didn't. It's
oh my gosh. Do you guys get excellent scores?
I think I got for like one night during
I am thrilled when I get okay.
Fair. Mine is like fair. Attention. I need attention to this piece of data. But people are looking at this and they're distrusting sleep studies.
Yeah.
They're not looking at the experience in context, like how they're feeling. You mentioned it earlier, how you're feeling may be different than what the score says.
Yeah, for sure.
And you might actually dismiss what you're feeling because you're like, I got that good score.
Yeah.
Right. That's what the score said. And my favorite part was like, we always say numbers don't lie, but they really can lie.
Yeah.
Because one, people can game the system by lying in bed really still longer. Jackie, people are doing this, right? Like, because they want that number.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've done it quite to that level, but I definitely have like stayed in bed and tried to go to sleep again when I know I'm awake to try to boost my score.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I know this isn't going to work for me as like a person, but I'm trying to juice the numbers, which is silly, right? Because because juicing the numbers isn't actually helping.
It's not really helping. It's not helping with the quality of sleep.
Yeah.
And it's also, numbers really can lie in that depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And there's like selection bias. We can look at a limited amount of information and miss a whole bunch of information. In this case, I think it's the qualitative versus the quantitative.
Yeah.
Selection bias to only look at the quantitative. You're missing all the qualitative information, like how are you feeling during the day? What if you're yawning all day? What if you fall asleep in a meeting or something like that? The measurements also with these watches are not 100% imperfect.
Right.
59% have been, I think, I don't remember if it was accurate or inaccurate, but for sleep stages, like they're not 100% or even 90% accurate.
Right. Not even close. Yeah.
Right. And the other piece is the metrics. Like, what are we measuring? Are we measuring things that are meaningful, or are we measuring things that are just easy to measure?
Yeah.
And I think in some cases we're really measuring the stuff that's easy to measure.
For sure. For sure. You know, I think for me, like, it's not so much like a distrust of a sleep study, more as much as it's like I'm never going to be like, I have a hard enough time sleeping when I'm controlling everything and as like comfortable as like going and being hooked up to things in a place that I don't know. Like, it's not so much that I distrust the evidence, but I'm like, this is not fair evidence. Or, you know, like I'm sure maybe they account for that. But like, that's always been one of the things for me where I'm just like, no, thank you. A night where I'm not going to sleep at all, for sure. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I could sleep with things like hooked up and somebody watching and
you,
like,
yeah.
That sleep studies don't sound very conducive to sleep.
They don't sound conducive to sleep at all.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But it does remind me, have you ever seen the guy who does Magic for Humans?
Is that show you told me about?
I think, yeah.
Yes, I did. I watched a couple episodes of that.
The last one of he had a fake sleep study, and it was hilarious. And he had the guy wake up in the middle of this like dystopian like landscape, and it was like he just had gone in for a sleep study. I was like, that's crazy. I think it's Magic for Humans. It was one of those. But anyway, like I love that stuff. But yeah, I'm like, I couldn't do it. I don't think. So so it's helpful for me to be like, okay, do I? You know, I do kind of rely on that data where it's saying, oh, do you have, like, your breathing was interrupted or, you know, things like that. So I'm like, you know, I'm leaning on that to be like, oh, I don't really need it, you know, but maybe if it told me, oh, your breathing is really interrupted in the night, I'd feel more inclined to go do a sleep study. So I don't know. Yeah. I feel kind of in the middle. Do you hear a lot of people that don't trust sleep studies, or do you think that's just tied into the whole distrust of medicine lately?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, that popped up in the article that people might, you know, but I think that's an overall thing that might be happening right now.
Yeah, for sure.
World, that people
I can definitely say I see that.
Distrustful? Yeah.
Yeah, distrustful of science and medicine and a lot of that type of stuff.
What can I really trust? What can I believe?
Yeah, and this is data that's like on me, coming from me. So, you know, maybe it takes precedent over what you're seeing. But, you know, I thought it was really good, you know, that they highlighted that, like, you really do need, if you know, you're having an issue, you do need to talk to your doctor about it. It's like, this isn't one of those things you should try to self-diagnose with a wearable.
Right. So, and the other things too is because it's such limited data and it's only looking at, you know, those pieces of data, it can't really tell you what you don't know, what the data that's missing. Like, there is sleep disorders that might be there that you don't have any data for because it's just not being tracked. And you might miss some of your own symptoms because you might just kind of dismiss it because the data says your sleep is just fine. But like, there's other things going on. So I really think we have to take it with a grain of salt. I think it's fun stuff to watch and to think about, but I think we need to do more with it, especially if it's a concern, and make sure there's a doctor on board that could help provide the context for that data.
Yeah. Because
it looks very different in data usually does look different in isolation versus context.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. What would you say, like, so like, in this conversation, I've noticed that, like, my watch on some level has some impact on my sleep. But for folks who are finding, and I feel like mine's somewhat addressable. Like, don't worry about it if it's dead. You know, like that feels pretty straightforward and easy enough to do. But like, if it's something more where it's like, you know, you're really obsessing about it and it's keeping you up, or it's, you know, having a negative impact on your life, is there something you would recommend other than just stop?
To stop collecting data?
Yeah.
Altogether?
Because stop might feel really scary too, right?
That like, might be really scary. And then when we stop something that has maybe been helping us cope, sometimes another symptom or something else comes up that could be worse.
Yeah.
Right? I stop yelling at people, so then I start drinking, right? Like, it could get worse. So something worse could come in. So I wouldn't say that. I think that you have to address it as an anxiety issue, that there's some anxiety around this, and to work work with that, with the anxiety around that. There might be other underlying issues that are connected. Like you might be kind of focused on the anxiety around sleep, but there might be anxiety around other things that live underneath that.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you're focusing on, sleep, then you're not focusing on something that might be a deeper issue.
Right.
So I would say to explore it. There are some cognitive behavioral therapy techniques specifically for insomnia.
I've also heard what's the one where like it's the rapid eye movement therapy?
EMDR?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That and the somatic stuff too, right? Those can all be helpful for that type of thing.
Yep. You can use some breathing techniques and there's lots of different tools. One, I think what's really important and what's helped me, because I go through periods of time where I have difficult sleep and I have to remind myself of some of the tools that have been helpful to me. And the first one is really your relationship with sleep. If you look at sleep as something that needs to be conquered, or worry, or you're up in the middle of the night. For me, it was waking up in the middle of the night. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, I wouldn't be able to fall back to sleep. And I changed my relationship with that time because I would use that time to worry about not getting enough sleep.
100%, yeah.
And I use it as a time like, well, I'm awake. This is just what my body needs to be, where my body needs to be right now. This is exactly what I need to be doing. And kind of just enjoying being in my body and having the experience of being alive as a human being.
Yeah.
Which
in a quiet time. Yeah.
Because if you're up and you're worried about that, then there's pressure to fall asleep and you're going to be less likely to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And you're already thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have a terrible day tomorrow. Now your day is ruined, right? So it's like mindfulness techniques about bringing yourself back into the moment.
Yeah. And I love what you said about this is what my body needs right now. Like that really hit home for me, right? Like, cause it is like, I'm awake and like I'm trusting my body that it's doing what it needs. Like
exactly
how like my blood pressure just went down when I heard that. I love that. Yeah.
I am so glad.
That's a great one. Yeah. That's a really nice one.
It's really normal to wake up in the middle of the night, and we wake up to different degrees. If you start bringing the anxiety on board, then you may make yourself wake up more than you're really supposed to, right? Because that worry pops up. Is it okay if I share with you my super duper helpful thing for me that has become like a no fail, fall asleep? I can't believe this works for me even. I don't know if it'll work for anyone else, but
I'm so excited.
You're hanging
desperate
off
to try.
the edge of your sleep. So it's picturing just different objects in my mind's eye. I think of it as like a little picture. Like I see a little picture with an object on it. Book, block, ball. I'm using B words, but it could be anything. Cat. Nothing that is personal, that is my stuff, because when you think of like, if I thought of my cat, a story would evolve.
Right.
But I'm really just thinking about
the
objects.
Word. Yeah. Okay.
And word. Beach chair, umbrella. And I'm visualizing it. Like I'm actually seeing it like it's a little card that has a picture of it. And I'm just flipping through them in my mind.
Interesting.
And I fall asleep.
That is so cool. That's one I've never heard before either.
It's really weird that works. I don't remember where I heard that one. The other thing is I told you my other like super duper.
You don't struggle to think sorry, I have another question. You don't struggle to think of what the next word's going to be?
No. I just let whatever's going to come like kind of pop up in my mind. And sometimes it's just like that. Like the word has a B, so I have another B word that kind of pops up. I have an app, Asana Rebel, which I love. And Corey Mascara is a meditation guru guy. He lived in Thailand for I don't know like how many years. And well, no, not years. I think it was like 8 or 9 months or whatever. And like lived in there, like meditating all day long. So he does these meditations. So his voice makes me fall asleep. That's another thing.
Cool. That really can help.
I put the meditation on and I'm asleep before it's over.
Yeah. I used to have that like back when I had my son and like I just had a TV and a VHS player. I didn't have like cable or anything. And I had like one movie. It was Independence Day with Will Smith. Not a great movie to sleep to necessarily, but the minute, within 5 minutes of putting the movie on at the beginning, like I would be out. Like it was just like, it was that like sort of like this, just the sound and knowing that and like and then like those things for me though, they like lose their efficacy over time. And then I have to find the new thing. But
that's why
I can't wait to try this. Yeah,
because
I like
it hasn't yet.
Yeah,
and,
I love that. I'm excited. I'm excited to try this.
I'd like to hear how that works. I have to remember to do it. The hardest part is remembering to do it. Like sometimes I'm laying awake and I'm like, I can do that thing. Like I'll just forget, and I have to remind myself to do it, and then I can fall asleep. So.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go home and tape like note cards around, like so that like when I'm laying in bed, I can just note card thing. All right, let me work on that.
Yeah,
to help remind myself, because you're right, it is that remembering to do it piece.
Right. So, and sometimes it's like just pick a theme, like items of clothing, tie,
I like that.
Shirt, sweater.
Yeah.
And for some reason, seeing it, I don't know if somebody told me I was supposed to do it that way, but it was just like I like kind of visualize it as a picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to bed.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
Do you have any tricks? Is there anything that's been helpful to you?
I mean, the things
besides Independence Day.
Yeah. Well, like for me, it is. I like falling asleep to sound is helpful. Like the no sound in a room, like I find anxiety inducing on its own. And so like I like some sort of background noise, like I think we've talked about in the past when I'm doing anything. And so that's helpful to some extent. But then it like kind of backfires because then something loud happens or whatever. I've recently started sleeping with a fan on, which I am loving. Like blowing right on my face, except for it's like making my skin and like sinuses really dry. So I need to find like a different, but I'd like that. I find it very calming to have like the wind just like blowing on my face in a way that I didn't think I would enjoy. I used to know people who did that, and I was like, oh, I couldn't stand that. But our air conditioner went out, and I did it out of necessity one night, and I was like, oh, I like this. This was good. So and then I have the other thing I've been doing lately, which I don't know that it has to do with necessarily. Like, it's not like a sleep trick, but I found these things. It's like a better version of like one of those breathe right strips, but it's magnets that you put on, and then like a hard plastic sort of thing that pulls them out. And I have a hard time breathing through my nose at night, and so that has been infinitely helpful, and I love it. So
it's great.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's been sort of a really nice thing where it's like, that's one less thing I have to worry about going to sleep. How am I going to breathe?
Yeah. And I wanted to mention something else because I think this is underrated. People use the word sleep hygiene and they like kind of poo-poo that. But what that really is, I think we live in a society where we like really want things fast. And it's like, boom, I want to just get into bed and go to sleep. And if that doesn't happen, then we're either a failure or why can't that happen? Or, our anxiety goes. Glad you do. Yeah. But sleep hygiene is really about setting the mood, right?
Yeah.
Like setting the scene for sleep. And that begins before you get into bed.
Yeah.
That begins could be hours before. What have you eaten? Did you drink coffee? Did you have alcohol? What does that look like? How long ago did you put your phone down?
That's a
having
big one.
The screens in your face, right?
Yeah.
So I
and
think
just
that
like dimming the lights and
dimming the lights,
all those little tweaks that you make kind of as you move from like day to night.
Right. And creating a nice little routine for yourself. So when clients come to me, that's actually where I start. Before anything else is, what does your evening routine look like? And I've actually had a lot of clients have success with just deciding that they were going to prioritize their sleep and they were going to prioritize a routine for them.
Yeah.
I think that also speaks to a lot of us are doing things for other people and we might not feel comfortable so much prioritizing ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think that helps in other areas too. And that's
for sure
why people sleep better and feel better.
Yeah.
When they start doing that. Yeah.
It's so funny that you say that because I'm like, no wonder my sleep is like has been struggling the last like couple of weeks because it has been like outside of my normal routine, even though my routine might not be great, lots of room for improvement. But like having, the kids over and stuff, it just shifts the routine completely. And so it is kind of like we're all up and then like we're all going to bed. And so like that completely makes sense. But like carving out that time still, even in that when you're in a caregiving role and finding that time for yourself. And like you said, starting with small things even earlier makes sense.
Right. Your daughter-in-law will have trouble with her sleep with the new baby.
Yep.
And then, just to recognize there are going to be periods of time in our lives where it is going to be a struggle and whatever we can get on board to support us and ask for help.
Yeah.
Is important. Yeah. I know when I don't know about you, but like, I had that thing. The babies took a nap. I took a nap. I didn't try to,
I didn't do that with my first, but I did with my second. I was in a place where I could with my second, and it was like such a game changer. Huge game changer.
So that's the other thing, to be really flexible and to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
If we're struggling, and find those moments that seem to work. Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Toni. This has been so interesting. Orthosomnia.
Yes.
It's given me a lot to think about. And I'm so excited to try your hack, your sleep hack.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, have a great week. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you, are really enjoying the show, tell a friend about it. We're always excited to find new folks. And that's how people hear about new things. So thank you guys for listening. And we will catch you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.